Hi guys, our under $500 gaming PC is built around two key components, an Intel Core i3-12100F CPU and an AMD Radeon RX 6400 powered graphics card. Ours is from XFX, but any RX 6400 should perform similarly. While the other parts are good values for the money, you can easily substitute a similarly spec PSU, SSD, RAM kit or H610M motherboard and get the same performance. With 4 performance cores, a 4.3 GHz boost speed and a budget price, Intel's Core i3-12100 is the best cheap CPU right now, and the Core i3-12100F is a variant that comes without integrated graphics, which we won't need. In writing our Intel Core i3-12100 review, we put Intel's processor through a bevy of benchmarks and found that its single-threaded performance, the type which matters most for gaming, was better than processors which cost twice as much, including the Ryzen 5 5600X and Intel's last-gen Core i5-11600K. The Core i3-12100F also comes with a CPU cooler in the box, so you don't need to spend more money there. We're going with the Radeon RX 6400, because it's the cheapest current-gen GPU on the market, not because it's one of the best graphics cards. In our tests, the RX 6400 averaged a very playable 56 FPS when we benchmarked it in 8 popular games at 1080p resolution with medium settings. That's not blazing fast, but it's good enough to play AAA titles without stutter. To support our 12th gen Intel CPU, we need an inexpensive motherboard with an LGA 1700 socket. The lowest end chipset with that socket is Intel's H610, and we found it cheaply in the $89 MSI Pro H610MG. This is a basic board with just 2 RAM slots and a single M.2 PCIe Gen 3 slot for storage. We saw a board that was $10 cheaper, but he didn't have the M.2 slot we needed for our choice of SSD. To hit our $500 price, we had to stick with a modest 8 GB of RAM, in the form of a 2x4GB DDR4 3200 kit from Crucial. Any low-cost kit of DDR4 3200 RAM would fit the bill here. However, if you can splurge just another $15 to $20, you can get 16 GB of RAM, as we spotted Team Gruop's T-Force Zeus DDR4 3200 RAM in a 2x8 GB kit for just $48. Considering that the motherboard only has 2 RAM slots, you'd be wise to spend a little extra now rather than upgrading later. The case is the Roswell FBM-X2 opens in new tab, which was $44 at Newegg at the time we wrote this. Admittedly, this is a very low-end case as it has no window for viewing your components. However, it does have enough room for 4 120mm fans or 2 120mm fans and a 240mm radiator. Its slick, gunmetal gray color is, at least, solid looking, and you have to make some sacrifices to build a gaming PC for under $500. The final piece of our under $500 gaming PC is a 430 watts power supply from Thermaltake. Any 400 to 500 watts power supply from a reputable brand will get the job done here. The Thermaltake Smart 430 watts is 80+ certified, though not bronze or gold, which means it has some degree of efficiency considerations. Thanks for watching. See you next video.